Have you ever gone outside and wanted to see the moon, but it was cloudy, so you decided to paint yourself one? If you want to paint this, and you want to paint this, then this video is for you. First, you need to find yourself somewhere to paint. Then you need to clear it. Then you need to go in and get all of your painting tools. They might have been collecting dust, but that's alright. All you need is paintbrushes, some water, some paints. Next, you're going to need to find yourself a random canvas. Then you're going to have to paint it a base color. I chose red for a simple reason. I have a lot of red. Finally, it's time to start painting. Use a simple Scotch tape to divide the canvas, paint the bottom half black, and then start on the moon and paint with white. I recommend watching The Office while you work. I think it just adds a lot. Today, I used a shop towel to make all the little textures in the moon. Last time, I used a plastic bag, and I think I preferred that method. I think it just looks a little bit more blended in this painting. Next, you want to divide the water from the sky with Scotch tape. I decided it actually worked quite well, so I think I will be doing this in the future as well. Next, you're going to need to cover however big you want that moon to be. I just used a painting palette. Then you're going to get your blues and start with light blues and then go out and make it darker. For starting out, I recommend just getting the paint on there. Make it darker as you go, but know you are going to do multiple layers. It takes quite a bit of acrylic paint to actually fill in all those little gaps on the canvas, so you're going to be using a lot of blue to start out with. Next, I use this medium and put it with my paint. This allows the acrylic paint to not dry quite as quickly. This is my second time going over the blue. I will end up going over it 3 times. Acrylic paint is really hard to blend. This is because it dries so fast. That is why it is really important to have that medium in that paint. Then you are going to have to blend it. I do not have a blending brush, so therefore I'm using this brush, dry, and I'm trying to blend it. I say really try to have some fun with this part. It doesn't have to be all that blended, it just depends on what you like. The more times you let this dry and actually work on it, the better it's going to look, so don't get discouraged. Wait a second, she wouldn't. She did! It's more blended than the last time. I hate when painters do that. They don't really show the process. Every time I watch a painter, they always must stop it because somehow it turns out amazing, and it's like I skipped a part. As you can see, I wasn't quite happy with the moon, so I went back and I used that towel and blended a little bit more. Oh look, I did get footage of me blending the sky some more. Am I too lazy to go back and re-edit this? Yes. Yes, I am. And finally, I'm going to start painting that water. You're going to want to start with a darker blue, making tiny little brush marks. Unfortunately, I started with this brush and ended up switching. I preferred the end result with the second brush. Once you have a good amount of tiny little horizon waves, you're going to want to start painting closer, further apart, to create larger waves. Although this process is quite tedious and you might have the urge to give up, don't. What you need to do is stand up and take a couple steps back. This will help you see the larger picture. From further away, the painting will look better, and you'll then have the desire to continue painting. And well, if none of that works, I think you need to get yourself a husband who is constantly telling you how amazing your art looks. And although he's obligated to tell you such things because you're married, you still believe him. Next, you are going to paint the reflection of the moon, tiny little white dots. If I ever try to recreate this painting, which I'm sure will totally happen, I think I will include waves and then add the white little dots on top of them. Finally, as you get further down the painting, spread those white little dots apart further and only on top of the waves. I decided to go back and highlight some of the top of the waves. Then I added some white to the reflections. And that was the process of how I created a moon that I could see at all times of day. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching!